everyone, and welcome back to another Spider video. Today, let's do a Wounded 8 games with against each single 6 FRC. So I'm gonna play Wounded against Pressure 6 into on board A for starters, and then England on board B, and so on and so forth, ending at HME. We have 8 balanced boards and 8 adversary, so each adversary will have one matching board, which is very nice. Okay, so let's start from Russia. Let's take out board A, and let's go. We're gonna record all the games in one video, and I'm pretty sure we are able to speed run this video in like 2 or 3 hours. I don't know. All right, Prussia start with mountain wetland. That's a pretty chill start, just because we don't have to deal with jungle turn one. Nice, nice. Explore, 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 explore. We probably can have a picture-in-picture looking at our board state, such that we could have a fixed view for that. All right. Against Prussia, I like to tech towards Animal and Animal Path, just because it generates the most fear and deals with cities more efficiently. We are going to start with the draft. So this draft is not amazing. Shadows is probably nice. It's a 0 cost 2 fear. Fear is very good against Prussia, but it doesn't have our element. And Trap is nice element, but 0 attacks for us. Rouse is also pretty nice. I'm probably gonna take Shadows, although I'm probably not gonna play it very soon. Also, explore. Okay, so let's play Rat on turn one. It's our standard opening. Skip the first event. Build, 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 build. And we explore into the sands and escalate. We don't have anywhere else to escalate, so probably escalate on new land too. Alright, now it's the time for us to rack. So we also get lucky because jungle doesn't show up again. But even if jungle shows up on turn 1, explore, we are still able to rack them away, which is very nice. So this rack is probably gonna happen on, I think, land 1. We could dump a bunch of stuff to land 5, and then we could hit our animal image for 1 fear, deal 1 damage, stopping this build. The next turn, all we need to do is to get this town out from draw, which means we're able to drop a major next turn if we want to. I think we need a major to play around wetland back to back, so yeah. Let's go for turn 2, drafting a major. There is a Solidify, which is a AoE skip. Also has Spill, solves the land, but we probably take Solidify for emergency and forget Shadows. Play draw, and we are gonna grow. I think growing to 1 is fine. The growing here has more Dahan events farming. Okay, let's grow here. And let's do draw into here. We have 1 land to play around Harvest Bounty, so yeah, probably gonna be fine. Moving on to the events. Investigation dangers. Add exposure land without invaders or Dahan, but these destroy, so they just cancel each other. And we don't have free Dahan on land, so wait, let's ravage, ravage, ravage. Build, build, only 1 build, and we explore into the coast without escalation. Alright. Coast is nasty, but we are wounded. We don't need to worry too much about it. Let's use the water nade to push that 1 explorer from land 1 to dumping on land 5 is fine, I guess, but I would like to not make land 5 too big. So let's do this. Alright. Turn 3. Let's drop another miner. There is a defense to, and on element 0 cost defense, which is very, very good. Let's just take this card, and we probably can grow to land 3 to start farming the hard events. Grab the Blight from our trap ability, and let's do the blood. Alright, that's the end of our turn. Bureaucrats just funding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are not affected. There's no terrifying beast, you only have one beast, and coordinate defense, which doesn't matter. Oh, I completely forgot this land is everything. Okay, so it matters, but we have a defense 5 here, so no worries. I think if I was aware, I probably would have played Sap over here. Okay, let's change our mind. Let's not exploit on the fact that we had the good events. I would have just done this with these two cards. Actually, no. Maybe these two cards is better because Quick Blood doesn't do anything at all. Right. So this is what I would have done. And all right. So Sands Ravage, then Coastal Build and Explore, which is the last one. Mountains. We need to escalate. We'll escalate to the Homeland. All right. Let's see what we have. We have a animal innate and a war innate. Next turn we have Solidify to deal with all the coastal stuff, so it's gonna be very chill. I believe we used the water innate. So if I reclaim, okay, maybe I'm supposed to do this. I do right innate here, smacking this city and pushing the Dahan here, dealing 1 damage. That's right innate, and we use the left innate to push like this. And we could hit a Floodwater into here. Alright. That's pretty nice. And the time passes. Oh, it says time passes. This is the wrong draft. Shuffle them back. 3, 4. Okay, so this is where we could just solidify into an off turn. Okay, let's just do 3 into 3 card plays, but only play 1 card. And this is basically to underplay such that we could have a healing innate, full innate next turn, and that would be very nice for us. We could double grow, one of which is from the destroyed presence, and we lose 1 presence. We probably can lose. We have a presence in the jungle, wetland at the sacred side. We probably can lose that one. But the flight, alright. So we solidify, targeting ourselves. Restore a presence, restore a presence, restore a presence. So we have 3 skips. And this is defended by 3. This will also be done by 3. Alright. Wounded Wilds, Wounded Lands, attract explorers. We add 1 explorer. Sure. And then we have a beast push, which does nothing. Actually, it does something. But we would like to keep the town here for the harm under attack. And then raid and retaliation. Nice. Kill the town and deal 1 damage to the town. Skip explorer into the harm. Replace a town with 2 explorers, 1 fear. Okay. That's pretty nice. Let's do here. Alright. So Coast Ravage, skip. This Ravage is proceeded. And then Mountain build and explore in Sands Mountains. Explore, skip, explore, skip because of the fear card. Alright, we don't have a slow innate, so that's time passes. Okay, we misdrafted again. Let's shuffle them back. For some reason, I kept hitting the wrong draft. Okay, why was everything shuffled back? Huh. These are my drafts. I'm pretty sure. This is also my draft, I might forget. This is also my draft. I think I also saw that one. Okay, let me shuffle these back then. I have taken 3 drafts, right? One is the major, and one is the minor. So yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Right. Time passes, reclaim, grab the animal healing card. Basically lock the animal into the any spot because we need the fourth animal. And on this reclaim, I think we can just solve the game with this hand, so it doesn't matter what we draft. Let's draft the minor. There's the rest. Flip down, enticing, flash rods. I think I like another fire animal card, so probably it's gonna be flash rods. And forgot the time passes. Okay, the time passes doesn't clear these tokens, so alright, probably a bug, but alright. What do we do here? Mountain back to back. Souls himself. We are actually so chill. Okay, sure. Let's do these 3 cards then. Erupted Blood, deal 1 damage, then left an 8. Get a beast, 2 fear, a total of 3 damage, and push 1 explorer out. Um, Blight grabbing. I think I could spread out the blight like this for some reason. Heavy farming, beast destroy. Okay, sure. Add the Dahan to jungle or wetland with Dahan. Jungle or wet. Alright. Ravage skip, which doesn't matter. Mountain ravage. Mountain sands build, which nothing happens. Mountain jungle explore. Right. Let's do flash rock fever. One here, add disease liquid. Then we could do rack. Racking these 2 into here. Then we do the right innate. One here, add these 3 damage. So we basically have solved the inland problems. We just need 1 more turn to kill these, and then we're just winning. Alright. Pretty chill. G3. Reclaim. Play these 3 cards. Alright. Corrupted Blood. Killing this Explorer. Then Sab, let's just throw them over here to play on edge cases, and then we do left and 8. With here, 4 damage. Push 2 Explorers away. Well, it's kind of tricky where to push them. Probably I can do here and here. And then I come to blood here instead of here because I really want to play around edge cases. We don't really care about this land being a build. Limb Crisis is a skip. Punjang Roots. Inland land. Replace a explorer with a town. Okay. So much for the pocket. Stricken. Sure. Drive off. Push from behind. I mean, sure. Stops a build. Alright, add a strike. Add inland with at least 2 meters. Take 1 damage per strike they have. 1 strike to land with the harm. -1 health. I think if I do this, the double stab of the strike will just kill the city. Right. Sands Mountain, Ravage skipped. Ravage. Ravage. And Mountain Jungle build. Nothing happens. Sands Pilot Explore. Explore. Alright. We still have 1 card left. Very, very chill. 1 fear, right innate. Add a beast, kill. And we just don't reroll this card because we won't have to. Reclaim and play whatever card that threshold left innate. Then left innate do this. 2 fear, kill the town, and we just win. Alright. That's Prussia game. It's a very chill explorer, so we end with about very chill. Let's do a England game on board B then. Balanced board. Board B. Start. wounded. Grab a split marker and a destroy that. Alright. For B, so wetland would be a very bad explorer, but even with wetland explorers, like wetland exploring will make this land, this land, and this land vulnerable lands. What do I mean by vulnerable lands? So I would open with rack, which makes me able to push a town, and by pushing any like either this town or this town, and make this land only adjacent to one building, such that we can use the slow innate to stop the build. So it's still very efficient even with the worst explorer. Let's see the explorer. It stands, so it's even chiller. It's not the worst case explorer. Okay. We still cannot stop them with complete blood, but it's fine. We still open with the back because this card is just too efficient. Into England, I like to tech towards the water path. Let's see. Let's start the minor first. Looking for a defense. So there's the sap, there's card 10. Both cards are game winning for us because we don't have to take too much fight with either of these drafts. Wounded is especially good at making card 10 work because we can grab light and then enable the targeting. Sand Starch. I think I like to take card 10 just because it's a very fun card for us. I tech towards the water and go here, destroy the presence here. Actually, is it better for me to call a 10? Okay, I think it's worse for me to call a 10 because Sab here makes me able to generate one fear, and that one fear may make me able to stop the first double build, which is very important. So let's just be honest. Let's take Sab. Alright, skip the first event. Build, explore into the mountains. Alright, it's already disruptable for this land, so let's just do rack. Racking this explorer and the town to level number 1. It might be a bit dangerous for us to do this, but weapons haven't shown up, so I guess it's fine doing this. So this is rack, and then do animal innate, one fear, push the Dahan over here, so that we could choose a land to take the culture ASIM if it happens. Right, turn 2. Drop another minor because we have found a very chill draft on the first draft. We don't have to take major gamble yet. Grow here. So these cards are all very interesting. Song of Sanctity, as we have talked about, is a very good Wounded Waters card because we can enable the targeting very easily. It's almost always going to be a blight heal for us, but if it is a on average bad card on other spirits because the card targeting is very hard to hit. Root Biters is another card that we are considering because it pushes a town and makes the LC pressure much less relevant. Let's take Sanctity because we're taking towards the water path, right? So this card is able to make us stay healthy very easily. So let's do Sep. Even 5 here. I think, yeah, with the town destroyed and the slow damage, I think we are able to stop the first double build, which is very nice. Fire Off Wars, sure. It's actually very nice. I think I like to remove this town. Or remove this town. I think removing this town at land 2 makes this land not filled, right? Yeah, it's just better. That land in the land of light, get the Dahan to the Dahan, set of symbols. We could try to make out Dahan, inland Dahan closer to the outside world, which is very nice. Alright, Sands Ravage, Mountain Build, explore into the jungles. Alright, so the Explore order is also very good for us because we just animal and kill the Explorer and it doesn't build, even after the sand build because these two lands are not adjacent. So far, I think we have done very well with the England pocket strategy. Now all we need to do is to try to push for this advantage. Explore here and destroy a present from land 3, and looking at the draft, Lure is very nice. Let's take Lure, and we could go draw in Bloodwater. Or do you need a dual element card which you don't have? Okay, let's just do these cards. You're gonna have Serene Waters. Okay, draw, gathers the town into here, and we can downgrade it. So the inland is like completely pocketed. Alright. Visions out of time. Non-unique, which is Song of Sanctity. We could take a redraft, which is very nice. I don't mind taking a redraft here, so let's redraft this Song of Sanctity. I mean, probably Carapace. Carapace is like probably the only meaningful card for us. Drought is nice, but it's off element and it's adding blight. And we already have a very good way to deal with buildings, which is called downgrade. And Entrap is probably nice because it isolates a land, but I mean, it's still probably not as good as Carapace land, which is defense. Having 2 defense at hand is so safe now. Alright, let's just take the Carapace and beast damage, which does nothing. Strength from trade. Still does nothing. Okay. Remove 1 Explorer from a coastal land. Let's remove. Let's remove you. And Sands build, which doesn't build here. This build. Mountain is gonna ravage. And then jungle builds and explore into the coast without escalation, which is nice. Okay, so mountain is gonna build double build, which makes this land build anyways, despite having only 1 adjacent building at the moment. Jungle Ravage, this is gonna build. It's still not gonna be an edge case LC, right? Because it builds, escalates, throw contains. That's still only gonna be 5 buildings. Yeah, we're super safe here. Alright, let's do a Floodwater. I think Floodwatering here on land 3 is probably nice. Because yeah, unless the next card is Sand Stage 2, we don't have to do anything about this land, which is nice. It has a chance to kill the Honda, but it's worth it. Then let's do the left-hand then. So 1 Fear, push Explorer, push Town, push the Han. The Town is pushed and downgraded, and pushing to the Han makes the Town downgrade. Alright. I think I can also push myself into here. Thinking emoji. Presence pushed there. And what do I do? I need some Dahan movement. Try to make this land to not in. Okay, I probably don't push myself there because I need a land to gather blight into. Currently, I think my land 4 is like fine. Okay, sure. Let's take a G3, playing the rest of the cards, and I believe I'm gonna have to take a animal marker, which doesn't matter, but you know, it's a thing. Go here, row here to play around, what should we call it? The Sleep Never Awaken. So we have that presence to basically from anywhere. Okay, let's do Corruptor's Land, defense 3, which doesn't matter. Ruin of Corrupted Blood, be 1 damage, which still doesn't matter. And then we could lure the unknown, gather this town here, and then downgrade it. Alright. Then urbanization, which doesn't matter because we're so ahead now. Strict and sure. Push from city to non-city. Alright. So mountain build, which actually double build because we haven't rerolled any third card. Then jungle ravage, then coastal build. Disease is consumed and we explore into the mountains. If this is even pocketed, and we take the escalation here. So all of a sudden this land 2 is close to being a London, but it's just close. It's not even close, you know. Let's do a right away here. 1 here. Push to Dahan and downgrade a town here. Then next turn we probably can try to solve this land. As in a hard solve. Okay, let's reclaim. At this time we have like 2 many draft. We don't have to draft minors anymore. We can try to draft majors to close up a game. Well, I forgot to destroy presence last turn. I think the correct answer is Angry Bears, even though this card doesn't look like the right elements. Because this card pushes fear. Like, Vengeance also pushes a lot of fear, but this card doesn't have too much text. And we're not doing too much damage with the Serene. Smothering is fine, but you know, it's England, so its damage is still not very efficient. We don't, even though we could kill a bunch of Explorers here, but we don't care about Explorer here. So, alright, let's do these 3 cards with a water, healing, innate. Alright, gather up to 2 Dahan, make this city a Dahan, add a beast, and downgrade. A Explorer, and then we could draw these 2 towns into here and downgrade 1 of them. And if I swapped this card with Sap, we still have the innate, but then we could defend like 5 here. Which means we don't have to gather a town here and build a city here. I think it's much safer this way. We could grab the blight this way, such that we could play around some blighted event that adds a blight in the land with 2 blight, but we're not even close to being blighted. So yeah, no bravery without numbers. Okay, terror level, okay. We're very low at terror level, so it's fine. Beast damage. Alright. Push 1 per stuff. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, time for jungle to double build, and then coast ravage. Blah blah, and then mountain build. This has to build because of the double build here part. Then jungle explorers. Which explorers now, but you know, it's fine. Then we need to escalate over here. Alright. Now this mountain is gonna build and ravage, but we are gonna just counter that with zap, I guess. Yeah. And then this is also fine. Okay. I guess we're gonna just use the left innate with 1 push, is explore and downgrade. And then racking this town into here and downgrade. I believe at this point we're just trying to reach to level 2 and end the game. So we're just very chill. Let's just take G3, reclaim sap, play probably these 3 cards. Alright. Grow here, rep like this way. We do sap here. This turn we have a fear card, unless it's gonna be the overconfidence, but even then the Han are enough to clear this land, so don't need to worry too much about it. And we do the Feeling Innate, which doesn't do too much, but Gather the Han already downgrades a town, which is still insane value for us. Okay, Years of the Lorraine. We are skipping this event. Better Surge inland. Move 1 or 2 inland. Let's just move this town over here. Rim Troll. Alright. Better. Fear card. Different land with the Han. Image defend 2. Alright. So coastal build. Only single build, which is nice because of the triple build invader card. And then let's do Ravage here. Then jungle build. Instant Explorer with escalation. So this should be the last escalation. And we are not gonna be too close to the, lost condition. Like words. Right, let's do Angry Bears first. 2 beer. A total 4 damage if that land has Beast. So I guess I'm gonna have to resolve Floodwater first. Resolve Floodwater to you. And then we do Angry Bears. A total of 3 damage because the bottom text has already also have 1 beer. 4 damage. Push that beast into some adjacent land and destroy a town there. Okay. Then Neptunate, 1 beer. Let's push you into here, I guess. Push you and push you. That is nice. Alright. Now we just need to pick a different this land, and then yeah, the board is very, very down now. Actually, do I even need to reclaim with this hand? Probably no, right? Yeah, we can scale 1 more turn, which is funny. Alright. Let's do G3 top then. We need to reclaim a water card, I believe. Let's reclaim Rack then. Because why not? Carapace, Deepen, then Retinate. Gather Samdahan. Deepen even more. And downgrade a town there. Do we have enough defense here? It's gonna be 1, 2, 3. So it's not enough defense. So I guess we'll have to reclaim Sap instead. Okay. So now this has to be enough defense. Then we could lure a town out of Slam 1. Make that a dude. Alright, Ethereal Conjunction. Choose any non-major from hand, play, or discard. Play it immediately. Well, I believe it's not harmful to forget Floodwater then. We're gonna play it to turn 2. Oh, but disease doesn't prevent. Okay, let's then play it at this jungle because it's gonna build next turn. You remove a blight, you'll end with the Han. Okay. And once you report with the disease. Yeah, that's the first time I generate disease on this land, this effect. Each player add a strider to a town. Done. Remove Explorer from land with beast, disease, or stuff. Also done. Oh, that should be only 1 Explorer. Alright. Now, mountain build. No build, because no adjacency. And jungle ravage. This has to be enough defense, right? 2 Dahan kills the city. The other 2 Dahan kill 4 dudes. Then Sands build, which doesn't build. Then explore, jungle wet. Pocket, explore, explore, explore. Alright, can we try to win? I think we're just winning. Right. I believe we just win next turn fast. With like 10 energy in the bank. Okay, let's do this. Left and 8, Porsche, Explorer, downgrade, Porsche a Dahan, downgrade as well. And reclaim, draft a random card, play the same hand. Let's do draw. Drawing this down to here and downgrade, and then we do the right and 8. Gather the Han, make the Han. Downgrade the town into 1 explorer with strike, add a beast. And then that is basically GG. You can also downgrade another 2. But yeah, that's England. Let's do board C then. Board C, Sweden. Oh, it's Sweden. It's our worst case explorer. I mean, no, it's our worst matchup, not the worst case explorer. Words. All right, let's shop board C here and start the game. It's still very chill, if not for the worst explorer, and we still have some tag against the worst explorer, trust me. Alright, let's set up here. C is not a bad board for Sweden, just because we don't have to have a double blight on this land 8, so even if we explode on land 8, we could still basically grab the blight out and don't blight cascade. So explore and core backing in mountains. So yeah, congratulations, we're escalating in all 4 terrains. And ravaging here, which adds a... Actually, yeah. It's exactly 4 terrain escalation. This wouldn't have escalated if not for the jungle start and this land re-blocking the core backing. So yeah. I usually like to start with the rack on turn 1. I think it's extremely useful in this case because you can play around the wetland follow-up very perfectly. Yeah, and I'm gonna draft a major on turn 1 because against Sweden you need tempo, and the best way to gain tempo against Sweden is basically you grab a major and utilize your starting 4 energy. So there are a few cards can solve this land for. Specifically Insatiable. I'm thinking, but playing Insatiable makes us unable to do anything next turn. We probably still take this card, but we could keep this card for now. Let's forget Cryptic Blood, which is arguably the worst card in our hand against Sweden. At least in solo, because solo is just 1 damage. 1 damage doesn't really do too much against Sweden, who starts with a lot of buildings. Alright, let's start with Rack. I think we could start on land 6 just in case we need to evacuate from 7. Then we could access land 8 much more easily. Skip the first event. Jungle explore, a jungle build, explore into the wetland. Okay, so yeah, we have stopped this wetland very nicely. But this land 4 is still gonna throw it back in. I mean, not throw it back in, mining rush into land 5 and make this with that word state. But you know, it's fine. Let's do rack first. Racking this and this. At least we solve this land 8 very nicely. And we could use a I think we could use the water innate to stop some potential escalates, which I think is very valuable. We probably gather this town out, take the roller back in here, and potentially solve this with Insatiable next turn. We don't have enough energy. We probably need another major draft to solve this land then. Yeah, let's grab a water element. And I believe we push like this. At least we stopped like 2 escalates. And this turn, let's draft another major. Rat is okay. Angry Birds is also very interesting. Trees and stones speak of war. Also, not a bad card. I think Rap could be the safest pick. Angry Bears is a bit slow for us. E-call is too expensive for us to make use of. Like, yeah, we will never have the e-call to do this card. So is there any card that can solve this land 5? Angry Bears? No, we have to play draw this turn, let's be honest. The next turn we only have 3 energy. 3 energy. We'll probably take another blight on this land 5. I think that's the best solution here. Yep. I believe Angry Bears is not bad. Let's just take Angry Bears and potentially we could play it next turn. Alright, let's grow into here. Destroy this one and trying to, setting up to evacuate from this land. Draw this town out to land 2. Alright. Actually, no. What if I draw this town here? Then this land has nowhere to mining rush to. Okay, I like this idea. Okay, let's do this. Fortification, sure. Beast attack, ooh. Yeah, it's one less town. It's something. Added the Haunted Mountains and oh, stops 1 escalation. Okay, this event is very nice for us. Okay, Ravage. Oh, wait. Mining Rush says to land without buildings. Yeah, every adjacent land has building. Okay. Starting to cheese this. Sands. Explore without escalation, and we have to choose a land, choose a terrain to build. I think we're building in jungles. Oh yeah, I think it's the best choice here. Alright. Now we just water innate, push this explorer out. And then we're probably gonna take a flight on this land 5, but it doesn't matter. We're taking mining rush into 1. Okay, so on top of pushing this explorer here, I also pushed the hunt here to play around escalations. Yep, I think that's pretty nice. I believe we are already in a very good position. We can start drafting miners. Oh, constancy and carapace. If carapace sold this land entirely, no, we don't have the earth card, so this card is not enough to even stop a blight because it's 9 damage ravage. But I like constancy and angry bears. It's a good combo, some might say. Let's grow to this jungle and spread our presence, taking constancy to ourselves. And we're probably just gonna Angry Bear Sword this end and Mining Rush like this way to this jungle. Alright, event. Dream Crisis, skip this one. Heavy Farming, which doesn't matter, is already gonna be a double play anyways. Beast Destroy, add a beast for them to a board without one. Oh, I forgot. I should have a beast here to deal damage. Oh, wait, actually it's fine. Even without that beast add, I would have just 2 damage and 1 damage. Okay, we are solved. But then this beast add is also very nice. Okay, then jungle wetland with the Han added the Han, sure. More the Han is always nice. Okay, wetland ravage, we go blighted. Attenuated essence, at least 5 persons destroyed. Okay, doesn't matter. Mighty rush, then sands build, explore into the wetland again. But this time we are very prepared for the wetland follow-up. Let's do bears then. 1, 2, 4 damage. I could push the beast to somewhere. Okay, let's push it here. 1 damage. And then we could use the animal mate. 1 here. Kill this explorer. And we give the constancy this. This is a turn we the G3 top track because as you can see I'm not taking towards the minor build like I did in previous games. Because against Sweden you really need to start tempering out the adversary. Let's make a secret side here. Grab light like this. Actually no. I think I need to evacuate flight like this. This is because there are some events that add a blight to an inland land and I have to destroy presence to prevent that. So by adding a presence here, and grabbing blight like this, I could have a land to add a blight to. Okay. 10 with the essence, at least 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Well, I mean, sure. Let's destroy this one because this land is not gonna show up again. After Ravage, add a blight to land with city and no blight. Okay. Sure, we don't have such lands, so we don't have to worry about it. 1 fear per board with disease. Only 1 damage. Doesn't matter. Push up to 2 explorers from an inland land. I don't think it. Remove explorer or town from land 2 or more the Han. It's either land 1 or land 3. Maybe it doesn't matter where we want to remove. Let's remove 3 then. Sand Ravage, Wetland Build, explore into the mountains. Oh, won the gamble. Alright, so what do we do here? Let's do Ant with Bears first. 1, 2, 3, fear. 4 damage, destroy, then push beast, okay. 4 damage, push the beast, 1 damage, kill the town, and then Relinate. 1 fear, add a beast, clear the rest of the buildings. Right, and then Bloodwater, beast, disease, kill the explorer. Oh, I should have had the animal healing card. Time passes. I believe we just clear this game at the moment. Yes, there's no way we don't. Alright, let's reclaim. Draft more majors, looking for blocking red talents. We didn't find blocking red talents, but Bombard is also pretty nice. Mountain Jungle, we are eligible, right? So I can draw, getting the animal healing card. And I do worry about this land though. If this land ravages, we are probably in deep trouble. I mean, ravages with the edge case. So I'll probably just use my left and A to deal with this, which seems weird, but let's do these 2 cards then. Okay, we do left and A, get a beast, kill this explorer, do nothing else, and then bombard plus Bloodwater deal with this land. I think that's game. The hunt trade with invaders. We don't have 5 or more presence on the board, so we don't have to suffer from attenuated essence. I just do pop, I guess, because we don't need the hunt counter attack. Then the Z push, okay. Replace a town with a two. That's pretty nice. Stop the city build. Presence defense 2. Okay, Ravage, build. Explore into the coast. Alright, this is back to backing, which is very nice. Then we do Bombard. 1 fear. 2 damage. Add a Badland. Then we could do a lot of water. East Aziz. Then we do Red and 8, 1 fear. Kill this land. Like, we're spending free time action to clear this land, but I think it's very important to not play into any edge cases at the moment. Now that we're blighted. Alright. Then we just need to left and right here. Okay, easy. T3, bottom track. Play only these 2 cards. Because we don't need to add more blight to the board. It's unnecessary. Alright, constantly ourselves. Left and 8. Get a beast. Oh no, it doesn't generate any fear because we haven't hit the second innate. This beast is going to be 1 damage, and push 1 explorer and 1 town or Dahan. Let's push 1 Dahan here, because why not? This is going to build a city, but here's going to solve it. Alright. Partition wilderness. 4 or more land with towns. There are not. Okay, you don't need to destroy, worry about this. Add a disease to coastline with the most building in that land. 3 damage to the hog. Okay. Well, we also have clever co-op, so stop say city build. Strive to a building. Take 1 damage per strive. Okay. So mountain, ravage, coastal build, explore mountain wetland. Alright, let's do angry bears. 2 fear, 4 damage, clear it, and we just win. Oh, GG's. So as you can see, even with Sweden, which is your worst possible adversary, you still can pretty much draft a bunch of majors and look for the solution. We didn't get a very lucky seed, right? Because this land is ravaging and is gonna inevitably mining rush into here, and then this land is gonna be our new problem. So we took like 4 blight because of this chain reaction. But even then, you know, draft enough and then find a solution. It's not that bad. Right. There goes Sweden, and we can start going for France. So France is a very weird matchup. Into this matchup, I like to do a lot of I don't care too much about blight. Rather, I care a lot about not losing to France LC. Actually, no, it should be for the. Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't pull out 4D for France. So really, there are some situations where I might take a escalation blight instead of escalation town, and sometimes I don't dump too many explorers on land 2, but instead dump them on elsewhere to play around disease ignore or something. So let's see. France solo is all about playing edge cases. Alright, take one build. Grab, explore, set up, Sands Explore. Okay. It's not the best or not the worst. It's just that the Han are gonna suffer, but it's the nature of 4D. A lot of the Han are in lands with um, buildings, so if when they explore, you either drop the defense to preserve the Han, or just let the Han die. Alright, first draft. All of the Han ways. Call to trade. I think I like to take call to trade just for the town gather text. I'm not really excited for the Don't Ravage because they're gonna build something more. But you know, um, let's take a rack first. Against crabs, I like to head towards the double animal path because they are very efficient at dealing with explorers and also push fear. Okay, skip the first event, build, build, then explore jungles, double explore on land 6 and one single explore on land 2 on the friend 6 over here. Alright, let's do rack. So if it was either mountains or rather than explorer, we could just rack solve the land entirely, which is very favorable for us. But at this situation, I have to do something else. Let's push the town over here to land 2 and push the explorer here just to play around the events, ignoring the disease, which is going to be very bad. Take the water and then push them. Like this land is still within range of a even 5 solve. I probably don't want to make them too edge KC, so I guess I push them 1 into 4 and 1 into 5. Then yeah, let's try to draft a defense. Okay, there's one defense. I'm not unhappy with Call the Guard or Favors. Like they're not perfect defense. They're still gonna take a bunch of blight, but I think I like to do this. Actually, no. Do we need to do this? I don't think we can afford to play off element. So I guess the answer is no. But I'm gonna take Veil because Veil is a very good Russian France tech. What do we do here? I think we could probably play this land. I know I've been complaining that this card doesn't do too much, but at this point, preserving the Dahan is safe, in my opinion. And also want to preserve a presence there. So let's just do call the trade here. Call the trade and gather this town. They're gonna build a city anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, population rises. Add a town, sure. Disease sands fountains with the most buildings. Alright. At least through the Harnable lands gain 1 energy. Sure. Time to ravage, and ravage becomes build, and then jungle build, and we explore into the mountains. Jungle explorer. A lot of explorers. Alright. So at this point, let's just do a water innate. Push Dahan over here, and next turn we could build this land out, and we take a blight here, take a blight here. We're gonna be good. Turn 3, draft. Take another miner. Domesticated and Nature's Fast. Both are extremely good. This land is ravaging for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think Nature's Fast may be able to help us solve this land. Let's just to take this card then. Go here, destroy presence. Before that, let's grab the blight into here. Alright. Let's do Nature's Fast, defense 6 over here. And then fail, killing 3 explorers. Grab the animal healing card. Right? Far Off Wars. Well, we kept hitting the nice event cards. Remove a town. Add a bad land. Get the heart into a land with the heart set. Ooh, that's extremely nice. Thank you, event. Whoop. So let's do Jungle Ravage. The mountain build. Then explore into the sands. And do I escalate a blight? Well, I think the answer is no, because we're still very ahead. We don't have to play into that blight ad. Alright, time let's do Ready-Made. 1 fear, kill the explorer, and push the Dahan over here. Take a blight there. Next turn we have a Slave Rebellion, right? Yes. Corrupted Bloodthirst. Probably can. Okay. G3. We don't have a reclaim for the Veil. I was thinking about reclaim for the Veil, but eventually don't need to. Rogue Row. Here and here, I think? Lose a presence from here on number 1. I could gather some towns. Hmm. Hmm. Let's do this. Let's preserve the presence here, such that I can draw a... No, 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 no. I think I need to gather some towns into land 3 to play around this land exploring too unfavorably. No, 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 no. Yeah, let's do draw here. I draw these 2 towns over here. And when wetland explores. Hey, but it's wetland. What if it's the next card is coast? But I believe coast is still fine. Let's trust that the next card isn't coast. But even if it's coast, I'm pretty sure we are still able to figure it out. Slave Rebellion. Strive. Kill. Add the hunt. Draw and return. Hero Conjunction. Choose any non-major card of yours. Put in play. Use immediately. Discard all power cards. Well, okay. Time to fail again. Sold this land completely. Well, they're doing all the work. Remove the glider land. Sure. Okay. Replace a town with a dude. I mean, sure, I'll take that. King Mountain Knowledge. Sandsfield. Replace. Did I forget to Friend 6 somewhere? I think I did. Let's Friend 6 on this land 6 then. Alright. Explore into the wetland. Then we Friend 6 into the sands, I believe. Oh, I should have Friend 6 into 5 and let it die, but then I already saw the event and it's not HK series, so let's just not try to do that one. Alright. What do we do here? Let's do Red Innate, 1 here, add a beast, because the Balan will clear this land completely. And then Floodwater, beast, the beast, kill 1 Explorer. Oh, we can't target this land because of there's no blight. So I guess I'm supposed to left Innate here next turn. Not very ideal. Even when this land build is still like pretty chill, so you could probably throw a beast disease over here, kill this 1 dude, and we're gonna figure it out. Reclaim just another miner. Okay, so probably this land is gonna build, it seems. Kind of risky, but it is what it is. Let's take here the monsters. These cards are not amazing on themselves, but let's do Carter trade. Rack, cut the blood of the animal. Left an age. Don't gather these, but then we could 2 fear and push 1 explorer out. That's at least 1 less build. Then we do call the trade, targeting this land again. Alright. Framing trade doesn't matter. Add a disease to coastal land with most building doesn't matter. Clever co-op, okay, once again. build actions and then there's city. Okay, one less city build. Then kept being very nice to us. I also could have just gathered the Han and killed him for, but it's fine. Doesn't really matter. Build into the Batman and explore into the coast. Of course, it's gonna be worthy special. Turn 6. Right. Time to keep forgetting rack. Well, skill issue I guess. Let's do Redinate then. Redinate, kill these and push one to Han, kill this. Then rack. There's there's not very good target for rack, but I guess it's fine. Time passes. G3, bottom track. Reclaim Corrupted Blood and play Water, Corrupted Blood, and heal the monsters, such that we could legendate this land. 2 fear, 4 damage, kill everything, and we could Corrupted Blood. Pretty good here. Kill this one dude. Play round Skull Contain. Investigation of danger. To land without invaders or the harm, but these destroy. So eventually these cancel each other. And then Rouse. Why do you feel like I kept getting the same event that I encountered in the last few games? Coincidence? Bug? I don't know. Push from the Han. Push from the Han? Okay, sure. I like to just let you die. Good ravage. Push from not matching a build card. Okay, this time there's nothing to push. So let's just keep things where they are. Build ravage, which basically nothing happens, and then jungle explorers. We escalate here. We could just defend here on this land and Russia 6. Alright. Fighting 8. 3 damage, add a beast. Blood water. Beast disease over here, I guess. Then we could heal the monsters. Q fear, push it to Han, kill the town. Alright. And we could G3 top. Reclaiming a fire card, I believe. Yeah, the game is basically over at this point. There's no way we can lose to this fourth state. Let's grab a town, I don't know. And nature stress here, and we could gather some beast to do something. Okay, maybe we do it here. Choose here. Before we gather the town, we just don't gather the town. Okay, but there's no choose here, but I guess it's fine. Let's just push a Dahan here, such that this land can clear on themselves. New species spread. Okay, goodbye. Here are the monsters. Then it's paid for 1 fear and a beast to land with buildings. Sure. And new diseases. More disease. These 2 the hormone lands gain 1 energy. Sure. Remove a town from the inland. Sure. Right, coast ravage, jungle build, and sands mountain explorer. And front 6. Alright, then Redinate, killing the city. And then Bloodwater, stopping a build. I think that's all. And I believe the next card is the Slave Rebellion, right? So, Carnage board, destroy a town, add a strife, and kill the city. Yeah, we just win without doing anything. I just assumed the Slave Rebellion resolved on the next turn. GG's. Okay, that's France. Let's keep moving on to livestock, which is our sweet spot. Let's search for board E. Where's board E? It didn't load. Okay, maybe I just need to reload the game. All right, let's grab word E, and we're gonna play into livestock. Pick one bid, start the game. All right. So against livestock, there's a 50-50 chance the game becomes a bit harder or versus becoming like basically free. This is the case where the game becomes a bit harder just because the initial explorer is going to threaten a double town build, which makes the land sometimes a ravage for 9 damage, which is unstoppable. But in this case, we could gather this town into this land one, such that this land doesn't have adjacent towns to gather from, which means we don't take an LC here, which is nice. It's just +1 town. Very easy to solve. Alright, so turn 1, craft miner, but whatever the drag, we would just do one thing, which is the hit corrupted blood, because fast stop a town build is very important. And let's take a serious look at what cards we have. Okay, Confounded Mist. Water defense is basically all we need. Against livestock, I would like to take a double water path because downgrade is too efficient against extra health towns. Right. Skip the first event, build gather. And we have the Mountain Explorer. Alright, alright. Let's do Animal Nate. Once you kill the Han. And a Field Explorer. Probably we would push the Han this year. Actually no, push it over here. Push it over here, I guess, into the jungle. And the reason behind that is that I'm probably gonna just let the town ravage for like 2 damage and be gathered into here. We just need to grab it by into here to make our plan work. So yeah. Turn 2, drop the miner, but whatever the draft, we're gonna just do the same play, we're just confounding. Lose the presence here, grab the blight here. Oh, Carapace land. Even call the ISO. I would like to take Call the ISO because it's just too OP as a card. We could even use the bottom tag to push the Hound for a downgrade, so this card is very flexible for us into this matchup. Yes, a little rain, skip. Bureaucrats, don't care. Okay, nothing. Okay, Ravage, non-LC Blight, and then we... Okay, I think the plan was a bit off because this land was grabbing the town first. I somehow forgot this is how things work, but you know, I think we can still play with the fault over here. Sands build and we escalate. So this land is going to ravage for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a bunch of polite ravage. I think let's escalate into here instead then. Alright, so now we have made some mistakes. How do we plan to fix it? I think the way we fix this is that we don't fix it. we just push this explorer into here. Yeah, I would have been able to push the blight, but I think stopping the build is more important. Yeah, we're gonna play with the fault that I made and still be pretty chill with this matchup. Okay, so now the sand is gonna build a bunch of buildings, but we are very ready for that. And the way that we are ready for that is by reclaim grouping these 2 cards. I believe we are supposed to go here and grab the pilot this way. Alright. So let's first of all draw these 2 towns into the jungle. Event overconfidence. Oh, -2 fear. Actually, only -1 fear. Feast multiply. Sure. Coordinate defense doesn't matter. Ravage becomes an LC because of the fault that I made, but usually if you play perfectly, you don't have to take this blight. I mean LC blight. Okay, let's build in the sands and grab. Then it's gonna be jungles. Okay, good thing we evacuated jungle before that all that happened. Escalade. Okay, all right. So let's do Rat first. Choose gear, push, downgrade, solving one ravage, and then do detonate, one fear. Let's push, explore, town to here. Downgrade. Okay. Then time passes, we just reclaim and basically play the same hand. We could draft, and it's probably to draft a water plant card, and we did get some very good water cards. Let's do Lagoon Ring, and we're gonna reclaim these cards again. We don't have to play Rack this turn though, but I believe it gives us enough edge. Okay. One town was supposed to be downgraded. Alright. Grab the blight of this. Okay, this is where we could try to play around the reminder card. So basically don't have blight here and have blight here, which we have done. So yeah, we don't have to do anything about this. Let's grab a blight here then. Theory conjunction, diseases and prevents, remove a blight in the land with the harm. Oh, it keeps happening. Well, okay. We probably just choose top, destroy a presence and lose 1 energy, which hurts, but you know, it's fine. Okay, Sands Ravage, Jungle Build. Thing is, we're gonna double escalate because of the blight removal. Sometimes blight removals are just bad, which is kind of funny. Jungle, Mountain Explorer, escalate. Reminder card, add. Okay, maybe grabbing a blight here is a mistake. Because we have to add it here instead of oh yeah, we have to do it anyways. Wait, why was the blight removed? Oh, because of the vent. Okay, well, I mean it's still fine. It's still very chill for us. It's basically how strong this matchup is. Okay, let's do the first left hand first. One fear. Push. One Dahong was gonna be kept there. Downgrade both towns. And then let's do rack. Two fear. Push, downgrade. Alright. Now we just need to, actually, yeah, we need to play around edge cases on this land, but then I think our board is basically done. Alright, G3 time with water innate. Probably confounding plus some ice called ISO and then play a plant card is all we need to do. Have a Sacred go here. Can flip it like this, which is kind of risky, but you know, it's fine. Confounding here, defend 4, and then gather some Dahan from all the lands. Downgrade. Defend 3, add a beast. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. I think that's enough to play around the edge cases, and we don't care about blight cascades to be fair, so it's fine. Let's do Call the ISO to push the Dahan here. Downgrade a town to not even to build another city. We don't care about towns at the moment. Okay, yeah, double checking. That's it. We skip pharmacy to seek the hunger aid. Fortune seekers. Sure, no escalation is always good. Control doesn't do anything. At least to the hall among either land, either reclaim the power card, regain a unique reclaim back, which is nice. We can keep G clean next turn. Remove exploring land with the Han. Okay, makes this land 2 more solvable. And jungle ravage, mountain build. Basically no gather either way, and we explore into the wetland, but merchant seekers, right? Yeah, only these two lands. All right, so wetland is the explorer, which might make this thing a bit hard to solve, but you know, we have it. Rectimate, push, solving this land. Then I think next turn we need to draw these two towns into here, basically solving this land first, and then we need to Giga Disney that land, which we are able to do. Alright. Let's do reclaim, because we need to reclaim a bunch of cards. Drafting I think we can draft the majors. Okay. This is a very satisfying to draft with spiders. And let's do red draw, confounding mists. Confounding mist defend. Then Rhydenate, gather the Han, make the Han. Downgrade, add beast, defense 3. I think that's enough, right? There's no adjacent town. We can even grab a blight into here then. Then we use draw to gather these two towns into here to stop a double town build. You know, it's just too strong into this matchup. There's no way this this adversary is gonna screw it up. Fortification, beast attack. Okay, sure. Beast attack is very nice. Alright. Add it onto mountain or sands with the Han. Given that with the Han image 1 ravage. Okay, I'll take that. Okay, mountain ravage. Wetland build. Then we gather like this, dies, and we gather like this. Because there's no blight here for us to make use of. Too far ahead. Jungle Sands Explorer, alright. Okay, time for us to, first of all, rack. Okay, we can't rack here because lack of blight. Oh my god. We probably need to draw like this. Okay, let's just drag this town then. Drag and dies, drag and downgrades. Then we have the Lefinate to push, downgrade. Like this. Alright. Next turn. I think we still need to reclaim. Well, actually, we don't. Okay, let's do top track then. Because we could play these three cards. Grow here, grab a blight. I don't know, like this. I actually need blight so much at this moment. Oh, maybe I need to go here. I kind of forgot where I flew, but it actually doesn't matter. All we need to do is to call the ISO, gather the town, the Han here, then it downgrades when this land solves themselves. And spiders, let's do this. Here. Add a beast, gather beast. 1, 2, 3 here. All we need to do is to kind of stall here forever and ever. Actually, but to make the blight heal work, I think I have to grab blight this way. Or even having even less blight on the board. Okay. 1, 2 calls, okay. Add a beast or land without buildings or blight. Gather the Han to land without the Han setup symbols. Hmm. Oh, these the Han are isolated then. Let's do this then. Actually, no, let's gather it in here. Or we could just do this. Spread out the Han. Because, I mean, as Molded would like to spread out the Han to make use of the special downgrades, which is counter playing around culture ASIN, but you know, it works. Right, add a strike and land with the Han, which I guess doesn't matter. Strike and land with Blight. Okay. Okay, Ravage, but doesn't Ravage. Ravage dies, and then Jungle Sands build. We have to gather like this, right? I'm going to be exploring to mountain weapon. Skip. Alright. I see. We kind of are a bit off tempo at the moment, but I think it's still fine. Let's do water mage. Push, downgrade, push, downgrade. Make sure I could grab the town and then skip this jungle. The renew rain, heal with blight. Okay, I'm not gonna play renew rain anymore in this game. It's just not good at the moment. Also, this land is probably gonna be LC if I don't do anything about it. Luckily, we can do something about it. We just call Confounding. Also, Instruments and Jungle Hunger. Both are pretty game-winning cards for us. Let's take Instruments just in case. I don't know, forgetting the new ring. Thank you very much for the service. Let's do Confounding, Draw, and Rack. Yeah, basically the same trick. Confounding, slow this land, and draw, gather the town out, downgrade, then innate, gather, make the Han, add beast, downgrade a dude, defense 3. Grab the blight. Move crisis, skip, search for unclaimed, explore your land with the fewest total invaders on board the Han. I could just explore here, but it's fine. Because we have no adjacent town to screw us up. Add a Z to a land with 3 or more invaders. Well, sure, stops a town build. Push from land matching a Ravage to not matching Ravage. Thank you. Jungle Sands Ravage. This Ravagers. This Ravagers for 1 Blight, I believe. And this Ravagers for like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 7 with 3 defense is going to add a blight, lose 2 to harm, and then kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, everything else. Then mountain weapon build. Explore Sands Mountains. Pocket. Mountain. Alright, can we try to win? We have enough here. I guess that means we just win. Alright, sure. Detonate. Push. 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 Downgrade. Rack. Push. Downgrade. Okay. Now it doesn't matter what we do. We just reclaim, play the same hand, right innate, gather some Dahan, remove this city, and then we just win. GG's. What a chill game, even after I made so much mistake. Wounded at Chelsea. The perfect counter. I think it's even at the stone level of counter. How to think about it. You have every aspect of your power to counter some aspect of this matchup. But before that, he might have the even better matchup, which is called Wounded Russia. Ooh, okay, I forgot to pull the board again. Okay. Wounded Russia. Well, time to enjoy the game, I guess. Let's search for board F, which is, arguably a very bad Russia board, but even that, Hindu can take very easily. All right. I think the only concern here is that if land 7 explores first, we need to play around the Russia LC, but it doesn't explore, and it's actually a very chill mountain explorer, so nothing need to worry about. Let's take the first draft. We have a Trifel, which is nice, Entrap, which is nice, Haunt, which is nice, Twilight Fog. Let's take Drift Down just in case. Some big lands is going to come after a lot of Russia 6s. Okay, turn 1, I like to start with Corrupted Blood. Just because it's lots of land, and we could evacuate everything from this land for. So sometimes if you are another spirit, you might need to make a choice between saving the Han or saving a Blight Cascade. But for Wounded, you don't have to do anything. You can just choose both because you have a Blight Gather. Build in the mountains, explore into the jungle. Alright, alright. Just use the animal innate. Probably push a Dahan over here. Push the explorer over to the sands. Okay, effectively you have sold my 2 lands. Congratulations. Turn 2. Drop another minor. Okay. Blight removal. GG's. Let's take the blight removal and play Bloodwater. Against Russia, the most important thing is basically just to tag towards the water path. So usually you have if you have nothing else to play, you can just play Bloodwater to tag towards the sorry, to tag towards the Serene. Serene is the most important part. It doesn't matter after Serene you go for Renew or Ruin. Both can work with Serene. But Serene is the most important. That's the spirit. Let's skip this one because it's too advantageous. Alright, Bureaucrats is well, it's something. It's gonna create a build because Russia doesn't start with too many buildings, but we are gonna play with it. Terrifying beast. Okay, that's actually bad. Too fear. Remove from sacred site. Okay, that's really nice. We're gonna remove a town instead of explorer because we can deal with explorers very easily. Okay, ravage build. Bureaucrats makes us a build again. 3 of fear in the highest number of matching. Alright, then we explore into the sands. Okay. Time to do Bloodwater first. Let's add a beast and disease over here. And we could use the water innate to push both explorers onto land 6. Then next turn we just need to draw this town out and then still solve this land. Too many actions, And pre-draft. Let's do draw and draft. Check towards Serene Waters. Okay, looking at the drafts. Oh, another blight removal. And a Dahan push. I think we have one blight removal, which is already good enough. Let's just take the Dahan push. Grow to land 4. Destroy a presence. The town can be grabbed into land 6 and 4. I think 6 is fine. I'm not planning to downgrade the town into 4 just to play around downgrade a town from each player, but then we're not generating too much fear, right? There's no way we're generating 3 fear. Okay, we could downgrade a town, let's be honest. Relentless optimism. Sure. Most combined invaders and the Han. Alright, alright. That's more diseases, less the Han. Not good. Alright. Jungle Ravage, Sands build. No Russia 6 so far. And we have Coast Explorer. Alright. No Russia escalation. So at this point, we're basically just taking off. All we need to do is to, first of all, use the Leptonate to push. Actually, yeah, push, push. Downgrade a Explorer, and this Explorer is also downgraded from pushing. And then we just do rack. This rack is gonna push the town into here and explore into here, and we downgrade. And then we still have the right innate, so we do 1, 2 fear, push, downgrade, push, downgrade. That might be a little problematic. Actually, no, we have a down, so it's fine, completely fine. Okay, sure. That's how slow. 3 effective actions in the slow to basically double downgrade a bunch against Russia. That basically just, crushes Russia. Has G3 and grab the blade into here. Drip down, defend 4 over here. Then we do first cry. We could just first cry this ham into here to downgrade 1 explorer. That way it makes this land much more solvable later. Terrors spike upwards. Resolve the first here now. Sure. Different land with the Han. 1 damage per the Han there. I wish it was the first tier. But it's fine, I guess. Let's just deal 1 damage to the city. Okay. In the land with Ban and Beast and the city, not affected. And then push half the Han. We could push the Han here. We are wounded. We need the Han spread out more than grouped together. Okay. Sand Ravage. Let's make them escape into the jungles. Then take a Russia 6 here, and then build in the jungles. Then explore into Sand Mountains. Alright. So, time for Teamy Rivers, kill a Blight. Then Leptonate. Push, downgrade, I believe. Then we could just drift down Soul this land. Then right innate. We are gonna choose this land. Kill, explore, push, downgrade. And send is the back to that. Okay, then we just choose the home to push here because the info is revealed during the action as per the digital at least. Alright. So I believe we are very ahead now. We just need to solve these 2 fills and then defend here, which is resolved by 1 card. Alright. So at this point, we can either tech towards Ruin or Renew. It doesn't really matter what we tech towards. We already see the first one, so I guess teching towards the animal is fine. But we're gonna see a draft before we decide. Well, card ISO. I think we're still better off teching towards the water path, just because I have 4 plant cards, but only 2 animal fire cards. So let's do this. Let's do drift down. Let's do Bloodwater and do Cold ISO. Take towards the water path. Cold ISO. Push the Han. Downgrade. Silverland. Drip down, then innate. Gather the Han, downgrade, downgrade. Alright. Well prepared explorers. Okay. Beast, fear. We have 2 fear. And then this beast can go here because we can take the escalation from this sands. Then actually, maybe here is better. Because it has the Han, we could use the innate to push the Han and explorer for double downgrade. Oop, I like this idea. The Han head, get a town into a coastal land. No thank you. I don't really want to take a blight in this moment. Ravage, Russia 6, then build, then escalate from this card. And a weapon explorer which doesn't explore from pockets. And we also need to escalate as well. Let's escalate here again. Alright, so next turn there's basically no ravages aside from this ravage, which we can basically solve easily. Let's get a Bloodwater here first. Stop it. And then, actually, no, I need to Bloodwater here, weirdly enough, because I need to play around beast damage to not show the explorer to either deep land to ravage. Okay, we have a water innate. Alright. Water innate. Push explorer downgrade. Push the harm downgrade. Right. Then I believe we just corrupted blood solve one of the fields. And then yeah, okay. G3 top bottom track. No, I believe we just go top track because there's no need to reclaim those cards in the discard. Right. Let's go here and go here. Grab one blight for blight heal. Then we actually no, let's go here. Corrupted blood, solve one land first. Then we burst card warning, push the Han, downgrade. And this the Han can just stay here. Then innate, downgrade, downgrade. Well, that's game. Remnants, pick top, doesn't matter. Hunting parties, doesn't matter. That was small struggles, no text. Right. Sands, double ravage, mountain ravage, wetland build, which none of these happen, but we have to take a Russia 6. Let's take Russia 6 here. We are probably able to defend the stand if it shows up. Pick Sands, Wetland Explorer. Fuck it. Alright. Now, first of all, Team Rivers Heal Blight. Then, left and 8. Push Explorer, push the Han, downgrade, downgrade. And we still can do a G3 again next turn. Probably from Gaming Rivers to have 4 Blight to use. We could gather some town, which I'd like to do because, you know, we are pushing towards the win at the moment. Then I guess we could use the right and 8. Gather, make the Han. Downgrade, downgrade, beast. Right. Event accumulated devastation doesn't matter. Isolate a land with beast. And fear if invaders are present. Sure. Added the Han to a land with a bolster Han. Okay. Women Ravage. Russia 6. Sand build. It's for jungle. Isolation. And escalate as well. Alright. Rack. Push, push, downgrade. Team of this. Remove blight, then left and 8. Push explorer, downgrade, push the Han, downgrade. Okay. Reclaim with 15 energy, huh? Sleep and never awaken. Not enough moon, but sleep. I think sleep is a much more fun choice. Let's take it. And let's do these three cards, I believe. First of all, let's grab some towns into here. Don't downgrade. And also need to grab the bite into here just to play around wounded and attract the wilds. Call the ISO. Um, sure. Let's call the ISO, push this explorer and die, and then push this explorer here. Then we just use the right and A to gather some Dahan. Double downgrade. Add a beast. Alright. Cities. Oh my god. Replace 2 towns with 2 cities. And this land is going to have 3 cities. Significantly significantly reducing the sleep into the sea effect. But it's still fine. If the land has the hull, have 2.2 with the beast push. Okay. Then we could just let them explode. Remove from beast. Move this explorer to play around the Russia 6s. Actually, keeping it actually makes the sleep more fun, so I guess we just remove this town. It doesn't have to, right? Yeah. It is what it is. Okay. Grab it for 3, then Russia 6, then build. Then explore Jungle Sands. Alright. Time to do a water innate. Push. Push. Downgrade the city, and the explorer is also downgraded. And then we just do sleep into the sea. Thresholded, killing all the buildings. One explorer escapes and then get downgraded. Then all we need to do is to reclaim for a red innate. Basically, these 3 cards. Hit the full red innate, remove the city, and we just win. GG's. So our board state is so advantageous that we don't really care about going through the second farm. So some people say that Russia 6 is very easy in solo. I agree, because Fear Rush is very important, very strong, but we are not really relying to Fear Rush. We could just play our normal game against Russia. So yeah, another S tier matchup is covered. What next is Scotland. We're gonna play them on board G. Oh, nice board. I think G is actually a good board for England and HLC. Not sure about Scotland, but at least it's not board D, so don't complain too much about it. Actually, I just realized board G is very bad because we can't rack on turn 1. Racking is very important tech against Scotland to play around land 1 or land 3 explorers. But we'll see. We still have a tech to push light to enable rack. Okay, turn 1 explore mountains. Alright, mountains is a nice explorer. It makes the pressure much less relevant now. Turn 1 miner. Go here to land 2. Evacuate from land 8. We have a blight removal. We have a defense. I like to take the defense. And then start with wrath. So against Scotland, doesn't matter which path you go. Like all combinations work, but I think water Sword and Spill is actually specifically very good against Scotland, just because you can push a bunch of towns. So without other knowledge, I think I would like to prefer to take towards the water path. Okay, skip new, doesn't matter. Oh, skip the first event. Then build here, explore into the wetland. Alrightos. So I guess rag doesn't really matter at this moment because we already have a defense here and we're planning to take a blight on land too. So let's do um this animal unit first. One fear, push the Han to land 3. And then rack. I know I could rack this down to here, such that we are hoping to try to defend land 2 as much as possible. Right. Then to drop another miner. Okay, nature strat. Okay, land 2 now has a soul. Nice, nice. Evacuate, grab light. Let's play favors first. Defend 4. On to land 1. Okay, move 1 town, 1 or 2 lands inwards. Honey. Also green troll. I wish I could finish this, but it doesn't work this way. Well, it actually isn't that problematic for us to kill one S town because Scotland is gonna have a lot of towns anyways. Oh, wetland, back to back. And we need to escalate. Let's escalate into here. I think with the draft, we don't need to worry about back to back. Keep it there. Let's grow here to 6. Grab the user presence. And then really we just need to play these 2 cards. Before that, let's drop the major. Well, Indom is fine. It's a nice card, I guess. Sure, we'll take Indom and go top check. Well, it is what it is. I guess we could take towards the water path just because we could have have draw work. I don't think it's actually the correct call, but with Indom it actually doesn't matter. To be fair. Alright. Map makers. Sure. Beast damage. Hit it onto them with the Han and no stuff. Let me sure. Ravage. Scotland 6. Build. Sands Explorer. Before that, escalation. Alright. We only have a small water innate, but we could use that to push Explorer and downgrade. Stop a build. So this land 3 is still a bit problematic. Because I really worry about the LC against Scotland. Take a blight here, Indom here. Basically, yeah, I think I have to do this for sure. G3. We could try to Indom next turn, so I guess it doesn't really matter. We could also tech towards a Bloodwater to really play around the LC. 20 defend. Go top track. Actually, no. I think bottom plate is fine. Search unclaimed. Doesn't matter. Push beast to adjacent land with stuff. Okay, that makes us able to deal with this land 1. And by deal, I mean just kill the town. But with explorers, it is still not very nice. Okay, sands, mountains, explore. Alright. I guess they just love back-to-backs. Water, East, disease, kill the town. Next turn we still need to grab the town out to play around edge places. And we could use the water innate. Oh, actually, we're not roiling, so this doesn't kill the town. We just need to use the right innate, right, to kill the town. Yeah, it still kills the town, but this is more legal. And we could downgrade the city. Alright. Reclaim. I believe we could just hang on this land. We could just nature as a stand. Let's try to draft another miner or a stronger console card makes us like very prompted to take towards the water path. It's a double downgrade and it's against Scotland, so basically it's everything that we need. Rest, constant, current in this. Like we're playing into some edge cases, but even that I believe we're still fine. Push, push, downgrade, downgrade. So by doing this, we don't have the adjacent field on this land one as well, and we are playing around the LC, which is nice. Okay, actually we're not edge casing, we just ready made here as well. Okay, and a beast. Oh, serious, and a beast here. So land 3 is also solved. But this has a city, so it's still gonna be a problem. But it's a small problem. One fear per power card that generates fear, which is 1. Okay. 1 damage and land with stuff. Well, okay. Fleeing support, doesn't matter. Push Explorer to skill doesn't matter, I guess. But Sands Ravage. Scotland 6, then build. No build. Let's do builds. Explore into the coast. Explore, explore. Build, explore. Alright. I forgot to push Gather the Blade out, but next turn we can still do this. I believe we reclaim for Nature's Rash to solve this land. But we maybe solve this land as well. It's stuffed. Maybe I do this. I just push these 2 towns into here. Actually, one into here for downgrade. And to the Han. Also here to downgrade. On the left at 8. And then we do rack. Could rack a town to here to downgrade. And it bleeds into here. So by doing this, we could set up for a defend over here. We don't need to do indom unless we want to. Right. So let's reclaim Brack and play Water. Like this. And grow to 4, trying to set up for a downgrade over there. Grab the Blight. Let's do Waters Renew. Grab, gather, downgrade. Add a beast. Downgrade again. Even 3. Then gather towns into here. It's our dump plan, and we can solve this dump plan very easily. Yes, the solve is called Gather Blight, so basically there's no edge cases. Alright, distant exploration, Grim Troll. Okay. 1 field per land within this where the Han outnumber 1, 2. There's 2. Remove a explorer from a coast. Okay, very relevant, thank you. Strike and land with the Han, which doesn't matter. Alright, Sands Mountain Ravage. Ravage here first, then Ravage here. Go Blighted. Scotland 6. Actually, we'll stop Scotland 6. Add a town into inland with no buildings. Okay, good thing we ravaged here before all that happened. And then Russia 6, in Scotland 6. Then coast build. No build. Has a build. Has a build. Explore into the jungles. And escalate into land 1. Alright, alright. now is to just to I think we wrap this into here, downgrade. Then we do left and 8. One fear, pushing everything into here. I could push one town to here to downgrade, which is nice. Actually, I don't even think I need to rack from land 3. I instead rack from this land 7. Yeah, because now I can stop the double jungle. Bloodwater randomly somewhere. I don't know. Here, I guess. Right. Now let's take a reclaim. Draft a major at this point. Trying to end the game. And Figgins is a very nice card. We're gonna forget Crooked Blood. The natures, the constant current, and a wrap. I believe that's it. Even 6, constant current, push, gather the hunt, downgrade. And I believe we also need a town gather, so we don't defend here. We could gather the town to here and then downgrade. And we have a 4 right and 8. Okay. I just gather more than Han. No, I'll keep this town. Make this Explorer a Dahan. I'll make the Stripe Explorer a Dahan to play around Stricken. Even 3. Add a boost. Pretty sure this is enough, right? I mean, cities, right? Most towns. Okay. That just makes ending the game much later. But you know, it's still fine. First on beast. The hunt defense, which means we could do this. Alright. The hunt defense again, sure. Coastal Ravage, no Scotland 6, then Jungle Build. Thanks for Jungle Weapon. They just love the back to back. I guess. Actually, no, it's not Cities Rise. It's Depleted Soil. And because it's depleted soil, I don't push a town here. I push one explorer here to die. And there's no cities rise. Okay. All good. Alright. How do we end the game? I mean, we could stall this game like forever, but ending the game is our goal. I think our plan is to try to evacuate all these into here. Left and H them into here first. Then rack to here, push the town here, and then downgrade. Alright. Then we G3 like this, reclaim, and play these cards. We don't have any thing to defend again, so I guess we just Nature's Last Heal Blade. Thickets, 4 damage, sure. Heal Blade. And innate here, gather the Han. Downgrade, I believe. Double downgrade, add a beast here. Missionaries arrive, alright. Let's discard the sun. And hard pay 2 energy, because I love my cards. Give it per player, add a disease to land the city, sure. Each beast destroys. Nice. Choose a land with stuff. Downgrade or skip the next build action. Hmm. Let's downgrade a city from here. Doesn't affect coastal. Nice. Okay. Jungle Ravage, Scotland 6, then build. But this doesn't build because it doesn't have adjacent city before that this jungle builds. This still builds, so don't affect coast, so nope, explore, no explore. They explore here, they explore here. Right? We still have 2 cards. It's very chill. Left an 8, 1 fear. Push, push, push. Downgrade. So this wetland at least now is bring a salt. Then we rack. 2 fear. Push, push, downgrade. Flood water added to here to stop a Scotland shenanigan. Then we reclaim. Drop meters again. There's weed and there's sea monsters, which is a very nice way to end the game. Thing is, there's no target for sea monsters. So I guess we're probably gonna weave. And yeah, weave is definitely a very nice card here for getting blood waters. Playing weave and Indom and rack. No really strong constant current. I mean, draw, I guess. Sure, I don't need to do Indom. I just need to play Nature's Rest like a normal person. A defense 6 over here, which is, I guess, is not. Then we weave these 2 lands together. Oh, I guess that means we need Indom. Okay. Sure, let's move these 2 lands. And Indom here, defense 20. And I don't resolve the bottom tap, I just like to kill some buildings. And then right at 8. Get out of the Han. Get out of the Han. Down to the dude. Defense 3. Add a beast. Okay, so this is weaved together. I believe we have enough defense there. Alright. Putting down roots. Stricken. Really. Invented stuff. Okay. Actually, it's center crumbles. Add a blight to inland land. It's 3 presence to be protected. I believe we can spare 3 presence. Push stuff from the Han. Well, yeah, let's try to dump over there. Okay, different man with the Han. 1 damage per the Han there. Okay, that's at least 2 fear. The jungle wetland ravage. Stricken doesn't have it. Stricken. Still need to Scotland 6. Then Sands wetland build. And jungle sands explorer. Alright, still have 1 card. We'll chill, we'll chill. Let's do emoji. I think let's do rack to here first. And left an 8, 1 fear. Push everything to here, I guess. 1 town can be downgraded over here. Then time passes, the weave effect disappears. Let's just move everything to here. And then I could say this town is moved, and this town is also, the Han is also moved to have a defense over here. So eventually we still have set up for a clear on this land, but we need to also sold these lands. Hmm. I actually I didn't pro it from the indom. Okay, guess we could have one over there. I believe we still indom on that land. We could draw, but we need 8 soul to that land. It's not looking too good because we're actually running out of time. I never expected I would run out of time, but this is something that is happening. What if I weave these lands together and have a mega defend? So I guess these explorers can go. And I believe the mega defend is actually problem solving. Thing is, do I have enough energy? I have 4 plus 1 is going to be 5. We don't have enough energy, which is also a concern. Aw. Hmm. So I guess they're still supposed to reclaim. Drafting a major, looking for a good clear use land, or a card that pushes fear, which is Angry Bears. So I would like to do Angry Bears or Trees Radiate. Trees Radiate also pushes fear. So getting Indom, this is for sure. I take Trees Radiate. Grab the Blight, and then this land is Trees Radiated. Trees Radiate, Rack, which is the maximum fear output. And then let's do this, which we don't have enough energy, which is fine. Let's do Storm Constant Current because it's more energy efficient. And a weave. No. Weave is too expensive. Correct. So let's do Stronger Constant Current. Push a town over here. Downgrade. Trees Radiate, 3 fear, defense 6. And Radiate, gather some Dahan. Convert the city. Then gather some towns into here. It's probably going to cause some blight, but we don't really care about blight. We care about having enough gear and then just try to win. Okay. Ravaged Wilderness. Remove Beast. And remove Wilds. Okay. Fatalitas. Ooh. Fatalitas Rise is probably very good here. I'm still not sure how to make use of the Fatalitas Rise. The Han to one of the lands with the Han. Sure. Skip the next Boomer Explorer. Strive in the land with adjacent beast. Okay. So now this land is enough defense. Suns, Wetland Ravage. No Scotland 6. This Scotland 6 is, but doesn't build, and we skip the next normal explorer, which actually has no text. But to be fair, it's still good enough. So let's do Iraq. Before you Iraq, I think I need to have a presence over here. Okay, let's think. How can I effectively solve all these lands. I think I'm supposed to left an 8 Force downgrade. Actually, this should have a town here because jungle sand build. So Force town, Force the Han. So these are sold, and we push one explorer over here. Then we rack like this. I think we have enough downgrades to just solve this land, right? We have one removal. Hmm. Tickets is able to kill a city, and we remove one city, and we could downgrade 2 towns. Actually, I think that's GG. Okay, yeah, that's GG. I'm pretty sure. Let's take some cards that'll be mine. We play thickets. We play draw. We play wreck, and we could play constant current. Deretinate. Gather the Hun. Make the Hun. Make the Hun. Add beast. Downgrade. Double town. Then we do thickets. Remove a blight. Damage. Then we do draw. Gather the town. Into explore and die. Okay. It was close, but not even close to dying to blight. But close to dying out of time. I think we got punished for not choosing animal path because of that. Okay, lesson learned. Maybe I need to tech towards animals just for fear, because Scotland has too many buildings. Okay, let's move on to the last game. This game is HME on board for H. Yeah, I think it's H. Right, HME is once again our sweet spot. All right. Because we have a lot of counter to their mechanics. We have the Zigzag, which is a Ravage skip. We have Blight Gather, which stops the LC. And we have a lot of damage actions, which basically stops them from stops the LC, and basically this ability requires to do a lot of damage, so this is where we are good at. And we also start with a starting Blight, which turns off HME 6. So yeah, turn 1, draft. Right. Get the power, absorb, and make it backward. None of these have animal. HME is a very good double animal path matchup, but we don't have any good draft here. Let's take Golf, but we are probably not going to play Golf at all for this game, but we are probably going to take Triple Blade on land 4 to turn off HME 6, and destroy pressing from 5, and then go do that. Head towards the animal. Skip the first event, build but ravage, and then we build upgrade on these mountains. And explore into the jungles. Alright. Now we rack these two into here, and then we use the water innate to push you guys over here. There is also a consideration to take a blight here and completely solve this. I like to solve a ravage because we could have more time to scale later and don't have to worry about going blighted. Okay, turn 2 draft. Okay, zap it is. Take zap. The think with the sap trap, things are much more chill. Let's go here, trying to play a sap over here. And we probably can play a Corrupted Blood at this moment. Stop a Ravage is stop a Ravage. It's nothing too bad. And we're also taking double Blight, one Blight this turn, which turns Orbage into 6, which means our animal innate is now able to soul for land instead of having to explorers and not being able to solve them. We skip Lesser Spirits in Peril, 80 explorers. After this first successful build action, sure. We have a Beast Porsche. Nope. 2 for land with the Han and City. Nope. Okay. Mountain Rabbit, Jungle Build. And after that action, we need to add a probably over to land a. I mean, either of these lands coming up is pretty bad, but okay. Well, it's wetland, so no need to worry about that. Oh, we were supposed to take a black here. Alright. And did I build upgrade? I did not. I think I was supposed to do it here because this land is guaranteed to not show up. Right. Maybe this land then. It's gonna add a town which makes the Radish into 6 and then upgrade. Which makes okay, yeah, it's not gonna be worth it. Sure. Right, in a slow, let's do animal innate. Push it explorer here, and then we can just sap this land. Very, very nice. I don't mind a draft. There's Gonk, there's Foaming Wasps. Gonk is obviously a very nice card. Probably I play these 2 cards. Next turn I can Gonk into. Yeah, even though Swarming Wasp is very nice, I think yeah, let's take Gonk and play these 2 cards this turn. Text Force the Roiling. Go here, grab Light, lose a presence. Sap. Alright. Accumulated Devastation. This is 4 damage, right? And +2 is gonna be 6 damage. Still not enough. Should isolate a land with Beast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still not an LC. Yeah, the Hunter land with the most Han. Sure. Push together the Han. I think we could push them back. It's because it's hard for us to strengthen the Han to online 1. It's gonna make them not very good. Okay, so I think I'd like to just build upgrade on this land 7 because we are gonna have a Bloodwater over there, even if they back to back, and they back to back, which threatens a LC, but it's fine. Let's just Bloodwater over here. And we could also use the right innate to 1 fear, 1 beast. Vitality, have a beast over here. And the left innate, I could. Can I even try to stop this land from being too much of a problem? Close, right? Could push these 2 explorers from here. Then we could draw. Yeah, that stops the land from becoming a problem. Close. They're ravaging first, right? Well, hopefully we could play it right into Stricken, such that we can stay healthy. Right. Let's these 2 cards. Belong to ourselves with double animal. Yeah, let's just grab these 2 towns over here. Chances are Grim Troll, Beast Attack, Beast Damage, all these are gonna be advantageous. Coastal Towns multiply 4. Stray 2 explorers among beasts. Sure. Added the Han to a land with the Han and no blight or disease. Sure. You can't defend one. Okay. Well, I mean, sure. Skill, I guess. Savage, build, and then build upgrade. Is that read, I guess? We explore into the salt. Explore here, 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 here. Right. Did I build upgrade? Yes, I did. Okay. Keep the power, take a random draft. Elusive is a defense. Defense is good. Take the animal. I believe I just right innate kill the town of explorer. And then left innate. What do I left innate? Let me just push. Um, I think I push. Okay, explorer here. Let's do let it not build. Okay, that's okay. All right, reclaim, and I have to find a major. Looking for something like FRT because Wounded is all about finding FRT. Just kidding, but you know it's very fun to find FRT. But we didn't find FRT. Trees and stones is probably fine. Can we take towards this card? We need a earth card, but pretty sure we could. Oh, actually, we have a tech here. Sure. We could have a cycle here. We could attack towards the animal first and then have the trees and stones for the next turn. For this turn, we are probably going to play these two cards and a rack. That maximizes our problem-solving ability this turn. So, let's do a left innate here. Choose here. Total 4 damage. Push it to land 7. Solve the jungle at least. Influx of settlers. Nice. Add a town here. Climb here to the center with the most invaders. The defense, which doesn't matter. Which skip or pull actions and then cities. Oh, nice. Ravage. Build. Actually, doesn't do anything, but we could build upgrade on this land too, because it's not going to be a build. The Z is not consumed, and we got the Mountain Explorer with escalation. Oh, did I forget to escalate? I think I did forget to escalate. Maybe I need to do escalate here and here as punishment because these are the lands with the highest chance to go to LC. And we still need to escalate, but this time we could escalate to the wetlands since they are not in the card. Alright. I think we're pretty good. Just need to rack this. Get right innate, kill the city. Next turn we left innate here. And we could use Bloodwater to, stall this land aid for 1 turn. And we could have a defense on that 1. So yeah, I think we basically have it. We don't have to take towards the trees radiant line, trees and stone line this turn. We could have just like a reclaim route. The one good thing about Wounded into this matchup or into a lot of matchups is that you can just enter in a very good reclaim route even at 1-3. So yeah, let's do left innate. Push. Actually, I have to push it here to play around edge cases. Probably need to play Sap instead of Rack. Defense 5. Alright, fine. Alright. Invaders surge inland. I mean, sure. We're not screwed by that. That's very nice. Grim Troll kills a town. and Han defense. Strike alert not matching actually is two strike alert not matching a ravage card. Not matching a ravage card probably here. Isolate a land. Skip all build actions in that land. We could once again prevent a build upgrade here, I guess. The Han defense. Alright, Soul Ravage. Consume disease, consume disease. Then mountain build. Then we build upgrade here, which only upgrades. Explore into the sands. And escalate as actually no. The next escalate is probably gonna happen here, here, probably. Because now we could write an 8 right here. Fill up everything and push. Why do you have that many squares here? Oh, it doesn't matter. And let's do this. We flood water, use disease, kill explorer. We could stall this land for one turn, and then we could add some tech on this land too. Yeah, this land too is not gonna ravage, so we just need to soul land 8, which is fairly easy. Come to G3. Play these two cards. And a elusive, I believe. Yeah, that thresholds it. We can go top track because we don't need to weaken anything. Go 0, and let's do Trees Radiate, Tristan Stone. 2 damage here, and push them over here for, that's 4 defense. And then we could elusive for defense 8, solving this land completely. And left and right, gather the beast. I believe you can gather the beast into here to play around stricken. Focus farming, add stuff into stuff. Alright, this is how much damage? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. We're still chill on that. Beast destroy. At least 3 Dahan. We qualify. Gain 1 energy and reclaim a card as we drain Bloodwater. Push, not matching a build card. Not matching sands. I think I could push 1 Explorer to die to the Ravage. Okay. So Salt Ravage, which clears everything. And Mountain Ravage. And Sands build. And building upgrade. And Jungle Weapon Explorer. Alright, give the power, drop the minor card. Spectre is nice. You don't have the slow innate. Oh, it's fine again. Then we are a bit off from winning. Just need to left innate here once, right? Easy game. Drop a minor. Oh, BDP. Good. Play BDP. Play. Maybe we could play a rat, which doesn't matter. We just win this turn. 2 here. Kill the city. Push the rest out, and we just win. So yeah, GG. All 8 games. I think we only went blighted on that Sweden game and Scotland game, right? Only these 2 games. And Sweden is because we are weak against Sweden. We just admit it. And Scotland is like the game just stalls for too long. Yeah, if we drafted a blight removal, we probably didn't need to go blighted at that game, but the game was still relatively chill. And it's actually the problem is more about losing to time rather than losing to blight, because we recovered from the blight count very easily after that. This was healthy, this was healthy, this was healthy. If I remember correctly. I really remember that correctly. I think it was still healthy, right? Because we have a concentrate draft. This is healthy, this is healthy, this is healthy. Well, yeah, thanks for watching. It's how long have you been? 2 hours and 30 minutes. Well, sure. So yeah, Wounded can basically solo into every single six, like every single six, even with the against the worst explorer, worst adversary, right? But even spirits like Finder and Minimize, they have weakness into some of the matchups. I'm not saying that Wounded can compare to these spirits, but at least I would say solo is worse than multiplayer. It's harder than multiplayer, and Wounded can even win very consistently in solo. It just makes the Wounded, better at better in multiplayer, which is very very makes Wounded very very strong. I would say Wounded is hmm, A tier spirit because not many spirit can actually do every single six and win consistently. You may think it's very easy, but it's actually not easy. Think about find your HME. Think about minimize HME or something like that. Even good spirits have weak matchups, but when they're so well rounded that even Sweden is very beatable. So yeah, that's basically the video. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and we'll see you next time.